The body found in a quiet Georgia pond is believed to be Nathan Smith, known to many as DJ Young Slade, the 27-year-old son of Lil Jon. Police say there is currently no indication of foul play, but the timeline leading up to that discovery, the early morning departure, the unusual circumstances, the search efforts that intensified day by day, raises questions that remain unanswered. How did a missing persons case turn into a multi-agency recovery operation in just 3 days? And what do we actually know, based strictly on confirmed information? Let's walk through the timeline carefully, responsibly, and step by step. The strongest moment in this story isn't the discovery itself, it's the detail that started everything. According to a statement from the Milton Police Department, Nathan Smith was last seen around 6 a.m. on February 3rd in the vicinity of Baldwin Drive and Mayfield Road in Milton, Georgia. Authorities reported that he left his residence under unusual circumstances. Publicly available information indicates he left on foot, did not have his phone with him, and may have been disoriented and in need of assistance. That detail changed everything. When someone leaves without a phone in today's world, especially early in the morning, it immediately complicates search efforts. No GPS, no pings, no digital trail. And that's where the urgency began. But here's the part that often gets overlooked. Missing persons investigations move fast when unusual factors are involved. And in this case, multiple agencies responded. At first, officers attempted to locate Smith through standard search procedures. When those initial efforts did not produce results, teams expanded the search area. According to the police department's official statement, search teams eventually focused on a pond in Mayfield Park, near Smith's residence. Now pause for a moment. Why expand to water? In missing persons cases, authorities typically assess nearby terrain. Wooded areas, parks, bodies of water. Especially when someone is believed to be on foot and without communication tools. It doesn't mean anything specific by itself. It simply reflects investigative protocol. But on February 6th at approximately 11:53 a.m., divers with the Cherokee County Fire Department located and recovered a body from that pond. The individual is believed to be Nathan Smith, pending official confirmation by the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. And that's an important distinction. Believed to be pending confirmation. Authorities have emphasized that the investigation remains open and active. One of the most widely quoted lines from the police statement was this: "There is no indication of foul play." That phrase matters. It does not mean every question has been answered. It does not mean the investigation is closed. It simply means, based on evidence available at this time, authorities have not found signs suggesting criminal involvement. And when officials use language like that, it is deliberate. They also stated that no further details will be released until the official cause and manner of death are determined by the Fulton County Medical Examiner and investigative leads have been thoroughly examined. That's standard procedure in cases involving unexpected deaths. Still, for the public, the absence of immediate answers often creates more speculation than clarity. So what do we actually know beyond the timeline? Shortly after the announcement, Lil Jon released a statement to people expressing his grief. He described Nathan as kind, caring, thoughtful, passionate, warm-hearted. He emphasized that Nathan loved his family and friends deeply and was an immensely talented young man, a music producer, artist, engineer, and graduate of NYU. There's something important about that. In moments like this, headlines focus on the tragedy, but families focus on the person. And by all public accounts, Nathan wasn't simply Lil Jon's son. He was building his own path in music under the name DJ Young Slade. He had released a single titled Feels in March 2025. He had appeared on MTV's Family Legacy. He had spoken about carving his own lane while respecting his father's influence. In a previous interview, he said, "It's dope to appreciate my dad, and it's nice to get the torch passed down and do my own thing. Because it comes from him, but I'm definitely taking it and making it my own." That quote feels different now. Not dramatic, not sensational, just reflective. And that shift, from rising artist to sudden loss, is what makes this story resonate beyond celebrity headlines. Another overlooked aspect is the sheer number of agencies involved in the search. Milton Police Department, Cherokee County Fire Department, Fulton County Sheriff's Office, multiple neighboring county agencies, Georgia K-9 team, search and recovery volunteers. Search efforts like this don't mobilize at that scale unless there is real concern for safety. And according to police, family, and friends, were deeply worried. That's another key detail. This wasn't a long-term disappearance. This unfolded within days. Which brings us to the part that still remains unresolved. What happened between 6 a.m. on February 3rd and the discovery on February 6th? Authorities have not released specifics, and it would be irresponsible to speculate. But understanding that timeline and why certain details are withheld is essential to understanding the bigger picture. Because in cases like this, the official determination by the medical examiner often shapes everything that follows. And until that confirmation arrives, the story remains incomplete. At this point, there are still critical questions about procedure, investigation protocol, and how missing persons cases evolve so quickly. In the next section, we'll break down why medical examiner reports take time, what open and active investigation truly means, and how public narratives can shift before official conclusions are finalized. Why official confirmation takes time. When authorities say a body is believed to be someone pending official confirmation, that language isn't hesitation, it's protocol. Identification in cases like this may involve multiple steps: visual confirmation, documentation review, forensic examination, coordination with the medical examiner's office. The Fulton County Medical Examiner is responsible for determining both the cause and manner of death. Those are two separate findings. Cause refers to the medical reason. Manner refers to classification, such as natural, accidental, undetermined, or other legally defined categories. And here's what many people don't realize. These determinations are not rushed. Even when there is no indication of foul play, medical examiners conduct thorough examinations to ensure accuracy. Toxicology results alone can take weeks, depending on laboratory workload. So when officials say the case remains open and active, it does not necessarily imply suspicion. It means the investigative process has not concluded. That distinction matters. What open and active really means. The phrase can sound alarming, but in reality it's standard language. An open case simply means the final report has not been issued. Evidence is still being reviewed. Officials are waiting on formal confirmation. It also protects the integrity of the process. Authorities are careful not to release preliminary details that could later change once forensic results are finalized. And in high-profile cases, especially those involving public figures, the margin for error must be zero, which leads to something equally important. The public conversation often moves faster than official investigations. When news spreads quickly, especially through social media, gaps in information are often filled by assumption. But in situations like this, speculation can add pressure to grieving families, create misinformation, distract from verified facts. The Milton Police Department specifically asked the community and media to honor the family's request for privacy. That's not just a formality. When an investigation is ongoing, inaccurate narratives can complicate things. Responsible reporting focuses on confirmed details, not theories. So let's recap only what is confirmed through official statements. Nathan Smith was reported missing on February 3rd. He left his residence under unusual circumstances. He was without a phone. Search efforts expanded to a nearby pond. A body was recovered on February 6th. Authorities currently state there is no indication of foul play. Official confirmation and cause of death are pending. That is the verified timeline. Everything else remains subject to official review. Who Nathan Smith was beyond the headlines. It's easy for a story like this to become defined by its ending, but Nathan Smith had a life and career trajectory that deserves context. Performing under the name DJ Young Slade, he was building credibility in music independently of his father's legacy. He graduated from NYU, a detail that highlights academic achievement in addition to creative pursuit. He released music as recently as March 2025. He appeared publicly in interviews discussing growth, individuality, and artistic direction. In one interview, he emphasized balancing respect for his father's career while shaping his own identity. That theme, identity, is central here. Because for public figures' families, identity often exists in two dimensions: public recognition, private reality. And when tragedy intersects with public recognition, the narrative can easily become distorted. But based on statements from his family, what stands out is not celebrity, it's character. Lil Jon described him as kind, caring, thoughtful, warm-hearted. Those are not promotional descriptors. They are personal ones, and that tone matters. There's also a larger point that goes beyond this individual case. Missing person situations can escalate quickly, even when initial signs do not suggest danger. Leaving without communication tools, appearing disoriented, or departing unexpectedly are factors that law enforcement takes seriously. Community awareness plays a role. So does rapid coordination between agencies. In this case, multiple departments and volunteer teams were involved within days. That scale of response reflects concern, not assumption, and it highlights something important. Investigations are not driven by headlines. They are driven by procedure. Where things stand now, as of the latest official update, the body recovered is believed to be Nathan Smith. The medical examiner's office is responsible for confirmation and official determination. The investigation remains active. Authorities have stated there is no indication of foul play at this time. No further details have been released, and until they are, responsible coverage stops there. But emotionally, the impact is already clear. Lil Jon described being extremely heartbroken. He thanked law enforcement and volunteers. He requested privacy, and that request speaks volumes. Stories like this remind us of something easy to forget. Public figures experience private grief. Behind the headlines and timelines are families processing unimaginable loss. As we wait for official confirmation and final findings, the most responsible position is patience and respect. If you value careful, fact-based reporting without speculation, consider subscribing for deeper context on stories like this. Because sometimes understanding the process is just as important as understanding the headline.